Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
Yes, it's Cleveland's longest running podcast and the place to hang with your internet besties. Got questions or comments? The email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy, of course, being spelled with a K.
Stays Crunchy.
You can also give us a call or message us at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy.
We're available anywhere fine podcasts are, and of course at the website stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And now,
Stays Crunchy.
on with the show.
Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
You might have noticed, might not have noticed, you might not have gave a damn, so you might not have noticed there wasn't no show last week. But that wasn't intentional. Northeast Ohio got racked with terrible storms last Tuesday. It was they have five confirmed tornado touchdowns and winds up to 90 miles per hour. It just like savaged this area and took power out for all of us for at least a period of time. I think Ant got his back fastest. Box, when'd yours come back?
Friday afternoon, so I was without power for 3 days.
Yeah, mine was Friday night, right before 7 p.m. I was actually in line at Raising Cane's getting Vanessa a cold beverage because she wanted some ice, and she hits me up to be like, "We got." What did she say? I love Vanessa's writing, so I like to say exactly what she said if I can scroll to it. Because trust me, it's been a lot of chat since then, people. So. Either way, she said something fun and funny to me, and I just like said it was so goofy. She was just like, "I really want some ice." I'm like, "I'm gonna go get you some ice." I'm like, "I ain't gonna play you." I know. I realize it sucks not having ice, and as of course when I'm out and about, that's when that's when the ice pop out. We got power, baby, is what she wrote. And I was just super excited. And from in the summertime, from Tuesday, let's say around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard till Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. So, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's the exact box said 3 days in the summer. So this is why I went down. Lost my entire deep freeze, lost my fridge, a good chunk of my fridge and freezer upstairs too, which absolutely sucked. The deep freeze is on the curb today. I got the fridge out last week because garbage day is Friday. Thursday night going into Friday, so I threw the fridge out that day, and I was fingers crossed on the deep freeze, and alas, it did not hold on, and so I had to toss all that too as well. And it's like them flies.
What was the deepest cut of the food you had to throw out?
But that I was mad about.
Yeah, like the one thing is like, but yeah.
Let's see if them drumsticks. Super salty about losing ice cream. Always, people. Multiple frozen pizzas because I enjoy frozen pizza. These taquitos that I like in the air fryer.
Yeah,
a delight. So sad to have to see them go. Actually made a couple of pizzas early on, like probably let's say Wednesday or Thursday on the stove top in my cast iron.
Yeah.
Just type of lid on the convection style, a little butter in the pan to make the crust brown up. So what I'm saying? I got a couple of those cooked off before the freezer let it go. My kids have some snow in a Diet Coke bottle that we've had for years.
Oh.
That almost melted fully, but it was just a little bit of it so I kept that. I kept there's a Pikachu Oreo when they had Pokemon Oreo that I have in a bag wrapped in a paper towel in a plastic bag. In that plastic bag is inside of a plastic container with a screw-on lid. That is still. I'm like, that bad boy. I had that all triple type secure. I think it's gonna be all right. I sent y'all pictures of the chocolate me and Box got in Louisville from Angel's Envy. Was that from Angel's Envy or was that from Forrester? Oh, Forrester.
That was Angel's Envy.
Okay, so because once upon a time we had a show going that was going to be Building Boxes Bar, and we were like going to test various not really test alcohol per se, but discuss the notion of building a bar in Box's house. But it never all played out like it's supposed to, and but we had bought these chocolates that were meant to pair with the whiskey, and in preparation for that to occur, and so that had been in the freezer and so forth. So it just sucked because, like I said, I'm looking like, God dang, I tons of vegetables, tons of like chicken, nugs and tenders and so forth and so on. It's like, fuck, bro. I'm like, I like hate starting from scratch, but also today, like groceries, Vanessa got groceries in the house, and I put some stuff in the base, and I was like, it's lightweight on point because I can Tetris this shit all cleanly right now. Everything can fit nicely and lay nicely. It's not overly ice. I got in there and really, I had to get in there and really clean it out. Not because it was stinky or whatever, but I was just like, this is just years of crust and ice and old popsicle, detritus buildup. So I end up getting some hot bleachy water poured in there and scrubbing it real good and sucking it all out with my shop vac. And so not only is it clean, it smells real nice and fresh. So that is nice. But bro, let me tell you, man, first 2 nights, not too bad. It was cool. So we could hang out the house pretty well. We would just rotate in and out of the car to make sure our phones were charged. And otherwise we were entertained. I had internet via my phone just fine, you know what I'm saying? Couldn't work, but no loss there. But then that third, I guess it been Thursday. So Tuesday night, fine. Wednesday night, fine. Thursday, it got hot again, and uncomfortably so. And so Vanessa ended up, because Vanessa was actually, as it turns out, Vanessa had taken the first part of that week off just already, so she was actually real good clear. But Thursday she had to go back to work, and so she ended up going to her sister's house out in, oddly enough, that aforementioned Olmsted Falls to work. And that night we stayed at her mom's house because, like I said, it was just dumb hot. And we got there kind of like later, and because I didn't want to be just in her mom's way, and her mom was perfectly fine having us there and so forth. So that was all good. And then Friday, where the hell did Vanessa work Friday? I don't remember taking her to her sister. She did not stay at her mom's. Maybe she was off Friday. Can't call it. But no, I know exactly what happened. Friday, she went to the actual office and worked. Because they told people, hey, come on into the office and we'll feed you, and everybody who don't got power can at least be in the air and eat and work and so forth. So she went into the physical office which is way out to me, is way out there in Bedford. Yeah. So I got her out to work that day, and I just kind of held her down at the house. Lee worked every day of the pool was open. So he worked every day of the our little blackout situation. And so I'm the weirdo. No, well, Xander couldn't work either. Xander's job was I didn't have power either. And so my man Joe's been on the show before, you know what I'm saying, was truly holding me down. And I realized that seems weird, but he just was checking in on me, giving me just pep talks basically to help me get through it. Because like I said, he was saying how how you been through that down in Houston. Texas got a real jacked up power grid, and it was just it did your boy so well to have somebody just keep my spirits up. Because it sucks when you have no control over it. It didn't seem like nothing was happening. Right, that's the point. And I get it. Because eventually I was like, let me go. I'm just driving around my neighborhood, and there's a tree down the street over, so I can understand that there was a tree down on another side street, a little bit up north. And I was like, okay, so these areas, like, it makes sense. These whole ass trees is down, and probably took some lines with them. But I'm like, I'm just not seeing what the issue is. Everything else looks like it's in order and so forth. And then I get to the north side of my town, and I go down the street up there, and I'm like, I was so taken aback by the actual rampant destruction I saw, bro. Trees through people's houses, trees across streets, power lines snapped in two and just floating in the air off the wire. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
It was like, this is crazy. And when I saw that, I was like, there we go. We can make some sense of it now that what's going on. Neighbors on both sides had generators, so they were fine. On either side of me, the old people. I was like, yeah, I ain't smart. Can't deny it. Can't play you on that, bro. You guys. That seems to be the move. But yeah, man, it was just it was a bit of a struggle to say the least. But we got by, and on my way back from that same Canes, I saw a First Energy truck right in front of the drug mart down the way from me, and I saw a dude going to get in the truck, and I just wrote him on. And I said, "Hey, man!" And he like, "What's up?" Like, "Thank you so very much." And he was like, "Oh man, you're welcome, bro." And I'm like, "Yeah." I felt I needed to say that. I felt like I needed to get it off my chest to that nigga. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those situations where I was just like, and then it's funny because then yesterday was like the 21st anniversary of the Northeast blackout when all of the country went blackout. And I remember that, of course, because my wife, my then wife, was pregnant with my oldest son at that point in time. So that's like one of those like core memories. But it's like I'm like, I don't like August blackouts, nigga. It's terrible. It's the worst time to have your power go out because it's hot as balls. And like I said, so I called my insurance company because I do have renter's insurance. So I was like, is this covered? And the lady was like, I'll have somebody call you. I'm like, I wish you would just tell me yay or nay. But then the person called me yesterday was like, oh, I go, here's the deal. Let me explain to you like I was trying to explain to this woman. All I want to know is this covered or is this you got to pay a deductible for it to be covered? Because the deductible renter's insurance deductible was $500. Well, nigga, if I got to pay you $500, I could have just bought $500 in groceries.
Yeah.
So
True
and she was like, no, it's not. And she goes, you're right. Now I go, all right, just wanted to make certain that see if it yay or nay on that. And it was nay. But she was very cool about it. Just was like, all right, we're gonna just cancel this out, nothing to it. You didn't lose anything, you didn't do nothing. I'm like, it's all to the good. That's all I wanted. I was just checking on the situation. Cause Nessa's dad was like, you should check with your insurance because I bet you they'll cover it. I'm like, they will if I give them the money I can spend on groceries. Which is,
I mean, honestly, like, I wonder if you could have, like, I mean, if you would have you would have had to pat. Would you have had to pat it some? Because, like, I mean, shit, but a 4-pack of butter at Costco up to $14, and then like if you, I mean, I know if you probably like painstakingly would through it, it would it might add up, but like, man, it's so hard. I mean, just in general to like to try to make it through, and then like shit like this happen, and it's just like, we are just like getting to the point where we're starting to move.
yeah.
And like a big ass tree. Luckily, the fence that it fell on was a metal fence and not a wooden fence.
Yeah.
And like, it can handle like a certain amount of weight, but I would be fucked if we hadn't even moved in good yet. And a tree that I can't pick up to get off of the fence is on the fence.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was such a horrible feeling. Like I'm coming down Mayfield, and my partner called me like, wherever you like, where you at? I'm like, I was leaving Costco, and she was like, it's raining real hard, and then like all of a sudden it was like zero visibility, like I can't see anything. And I'm like, I'm just gonna get to the house. I was freaking hungry as hell. Like I was about to go get me some lunch or something, and it was just like, no, that ain't gonna happen today. And like I drove past one of our local marks, and like their like fences like completely crushed by trees all the way across. Like you could just see it's like boom, boom, boom. Like all their panels have just like fell over. Like the neighbor, like 2 doors down from me, like a tree split and fell on their house. It was quick, but it's always like crazy how it'd be like, this is fine, this is messed up, this is fine, this is messed up. It's like every other house or every 2 houses, and it's like it's no rhyme or reason to it.
it's it's just so honestly just chaotic that I just was like, this is.
Chaos, yes.
It was like I was astounded by it. It's not like it. Like I said, it's not the first time I have suffered through a blackout storms like that. It just I don't know. It had an extra oomph to it, and it was super bothersome to me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, come on, man. This is absolute ass. Box, how was your storm experience?
Well, obviously couldn't work, and I had nowhere I could go to work because everybody that I knew in my family didn't have power. So that was interesting. Having to wake up every day in the hardly being able to go to sleep at night because it's so hot. And then when you finally
Yeah,
do get to sleep, you have to immediately get back up to let your manager know that like, hey, still Amish over here, can't do
yeah,
nothing. Then try to go back to sleep, and we made the best of a bad situation as far as like, we found some stuff to do. I left the house as much as I could. We managed to save the chest freezer downstairs. Like we packed it
yeah,
full of ice. Like my basement's obviously cooler than the upstairs of the house, and the chest freezer down here was like frozen before the power went
yeah,
out. So we packed it with some bags of ice that I got at Giant Eagle, and managed to save the chest freezer. But we lost pretty much everything. We lost everything. Well, pretty much everything. Like we kept like the eggs and like some hot
yeah,
sauces and
yeah,
stuff there in the upstairs fridge. But like everything that was up there, we threw out. Which, thankfully, at the end of the day, it wasn't a ton of stuff. Like comparatively, probably to most people. Like we lost a brand new bag of $20, like 10 pounds of chicken tenders I got at Sam's Club that like we didn't even open. We literally just moved
yeah.
it from the chest freezer to the freezer upstairs the day before the power went out because like we had emptied like
To
the
thaw.
other bag had like to thaw because like well not to thaw but to have it upstairs where we do the cooking because the other bag that was
Yeah,
up there had like one piece left in it. So
yeah,
that sucked. But there wasn't like a ton of other stuff up there. Like we were actually kind of light on the freezer upstairs. Like, and we managed to save a couple of the things that were up there by taking them to the chest freezer downstairs. So that was nice. In the fridge we lost like I had Greek yogurt in there and shit like that. But like at the end of the day, our losses were actually kind of minimal in that way.
oh, yeah,
Um, uh, got to test out the battery that Anchor battery pack thing that I bought off Amazon like 2 months back, like the
Hmm.
big one, like with the LED light on it. That came in handy. So this has sparked talks of like probably wanting to invest in having a generator on hand if this like
yeah,
power ever goes out again like that. Which it doesn't happen very often, but even still, it's probably a nice thing to have. Um, Went and saw a movie. So that was a nice little thing. Um, Went and had lunch like at a place I'd never been to before. That actually was pretty good. Out kind of near Anthony's Way a little bit. Uh, there's agave and rye. I guess they're all over the place, but like I'd never been there before.
Okay.
Um,
How
but other than
was it?
that, man, it was a lot of just sitting around and didn't have cell reception really because the towers over here got damaged, so I couldn't really use my phone either. So I didn't have internet to play
oh,
on most of the day. We like the fucked up thing too was like the first day when the power was out, I was like, well, the power's out. That doesn't necessarily mean the internet's out. So what if we hooked the modem and the router up to the portable battery pack and we just powered the modem and the router that way? And so we did that and it worked for like 5 minutes. Then the fucking internet went out and wouldn't come back. So the internet was
yeah,
also because I started getting emails from Cox like, "Oh, our lines got damaged and we're servicing them as best we can, but it's going to be a bit." So even if I had power, I still couldn't have worked because the internet was out.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, like all in all, we made it through. It could have been a lot worse. Like my house didn't get damaged like a lot of
yeah.
people's did, so that was a blessing. Um, there wasn't a
You don't
ton
have a
of
lot of trees
damage
in
in
your
our
neighborhood.
Yeah, like there are trees, but not like in a lot of other places. Like so, like there were some branches that fell, like twig type branches and shit. And then like a couple of the trees, like on the main road by me, like well, the main neighborhood road, kind of got damaged. But like nothing like I saw like other places. Like I saw like the rec center for a neighboring city's roof got ripped off. Like I saw it like the night it happened. Like I was there like an hour after the tornado. Their
Wow.
baseball diamond got damaged. Like the stands flew into the middle of the field. There was trees down, power lines down. I saw roofs ripped off of houses. The apartment complex in my dad's street, like the roof got ripped off of there. I was driving down the one main road and like I saw siding all over the place. Um, I saw like photos of like the power lines that had gotten like folded in by the mall. Like they were, you know, how power lines stand. These were all bent into the street, like they got sucked down towards the ground. I
Yeah.
couldn't get down the one main road for a couple days because you know there was power lines on it. They had it all barricaded off, blockaded. Um, but I will say, like, outside of some people not understanding how to drive when there's no traffic lights.
That was next on the panel. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, outside of that, you know, everyone like that I encountered like socially was fairly accommodating. You know, I didn't have any issues with anybody, so that was nice. You know, people weren't getting crazy out here. But you know, I'm glad it's over. Would not recommend, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Big old thumbs down. People with not realizing four-way stop is the rule when you have no stop. It's not even that. People do know it because it's a part of your goddamn driver's test. So I know you know it. You just decided I'm not gonna abide by it. And I hate that
like,
shit.
but the people who aren't paying attention to what they're doing and they just drive right through it without even realizing what they did. And then there was one couple, it was like young kids that fucking knew they were not supposed to go and they went anyway. They like followed the car in front of them because they didn't want to wait. If I could T-bone somebody and get away with it, it would have been them.
It's frustrating. We're all going through this together. Why can't you? This is when the kindness of strangers is asked, you know, for. And like those are people who don't return their shopping carts. People who don't abide by the four-way stop. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just come on, man. It's not going to take that long. Even on the bigger streets, it was good to see people like getting their shit together. Like, oh, wait a minute, we all have to stop. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not going to take too much extra time. In fact, it's way faster than waiting on a light. So just do right by your people, man. It's, of course, always, but now extra, fuck Mike DeWine, who would not declare a state of emergency like as it happened. And in fact, only declared a state of emergency, I believe, yesterday. And I'm just like, bro, you the host of hoes. And it's always like that. The Columbus is the capital of the great state of Ohio, if you didn't know, does not fuck with Northeast Ohio and has not for a very long time. They constantly would make laws to fuck us over up here and do not look out for us. And like I said, it took forever before he went ahead and declared the state of emergency, which, you know, opens up access to all kinds of funds to help get this shit together. And I was like, I'm hating to that motherfucker's face for that bullshit, because it's like, come on, man, the people need this, and you don't care because, of course, you're like, it's Northeast Ohio. They don't vote for me. It's like, bruh, that's not what this is about. You are the governor of this entire state, not just the people who vote for you in areas that don't have that many people. So stop out of here with that nonsense. So big fuck you to Mike DeWine.
I did not vote for you. I didn't vote for anybody.
So it's it stinks, and I'm glad we got power back. And then it's like, of course, then I'm just worried about my people who didn't have power back. You know what I'm saying? Because I was, you know, I was in communication with a lot of folk, and I'm like hitting them up like, my lights is back on. How about you? And still none. I'm like, oh, God, like, this is so terrible too. Because of course they had messaged, you know, the people, and they're like, your lights will probably be out until the 14th. Meaning lights would have been out a full week and a day at that point had it reached the 14th. And I was just like, you have got to be joking. but they weren't. And the fact that I got power the day I did is still, is like say, like Buck said, just a blessing. Bless up, man. My mom hit me up. I hit my sister up to explain to her what was going on. My mother is so good about any kind of storm or weather hit this area, she be on that shit. And for whatever reason, she just was not on this one. And she's like, "Baby, I'm so sorry." I go, "That's crazy because you always be on this shit." And she go, "I just wasn't this time, and nobody's talking about it." And I go, "It's because we got hit when the rest of the country, the South was getting hit by the hurricane Debbie, and of course that's the focus, the hurricane. That's the action news, you know." And that's where the news of the nation was focused. And like they didn't realize that we had 5 damn tornadoes hit in Northeast Ohio amongst just terrible, storms and so forth. Like I got the y'all heard the test siren the one time y'all was over here. Well, that siren went off. And then my phone gave me like the Amber Alert beep, like, yo, it's really going down. This storm is here. Go be safe. Go get the basement or in a doorway and all that. I was like, oh, it's that kind of situation. So I maybe hit my boss up and like, hey, sirens going off and I got the phone alert. Just give you a heads up. And then probably not 5 minutes later, it all went down. And luckily, my boss lives in the city I live in, just in another part of it. Unfortunately for her, like Box said, her cell towers was down. She couldn't even get on her phone. It's crazy. It was just so bugged out. But she had hit me up, I think, like the third day. Third day, she was like, hey, they said they just going to put it in as a paid excuse. You good. Don't worry about it. Don't let that. Because I was worried about it. I was like, what they going to do? Are they going to have me use my PTO? Are they just going to take my bread? You know what I'm saying? So it was a concern because it's a concern. Because basically, I got a relatively newish boss situation in my job, my big boss. And I don't know how she get down.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, our big boss lives in this area, and he might not have had lights either. Although he technically was supposed to have been down there when it went down, because he was supposed to be there that Monday.
They talked about all the people in our area that didn't have power, right? So I'm thinking, oh man, like there's gonna be a bunch of people from work not having power, and so I get back on Monday. Because like the power, by the time the power came back on, it was already like work was over on Friday. There was no log on or nothing, And like I said, I didn't even know if I had internet yet because like internet was down. But I log in on Monday and like we have like a Teams chat, and I go on there and I'm like, oh man, let me see who was out. Man, it was just me and the dude who lives with me. Like everyone else on my team had fucking power the whole time. I was like, what the fuck?
That is crazy. Yeah, no, it was pretty much all everybody who worked from home in my situation was down for the count. On both sides of town too, like you know what I'm saying. So that's great. That's wild. So and that's another thing. That's the dumb luck of it. Like I said, I don't have power for days. My kid's girlfriend who lives, I'm not joking when I say this, one street up and one street over. So you know what I'm saying. If you can kind of look at the way look at parallel lines. Never was without power.
I remember back in the day, it used to be like if you had Cleveland Public Power, your shit always went out. It was always either the
Illuminating Company or
Cleveland Public
CPP.
Power.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was funny. Like I was talking to my partner on the phone while the tornado's going on, and she was like, "Okay, what do we do? Where do we do?" I was like, either going to a doorway or going to the basement or going to the bathroom. The boys is just like and like not doing what they were told, and I was like, man, if we like have a zombie apocalypse, man, we just gonna leave y'all because y'all don't be fucking listening sometimes. Like we like if shit because it's a ton of trees over here. Like I have like a freaking creek behind my house where it's just like the property behind my house like belongs to the city.
Yeah,
and it's like just a middle ground of trees. Like one of those trees fall on our house, we'd have been fucked.
Yeah.
Because it's tall as shit. I mean, I don't know, man. It just makes me want to move to Arizona even more.
By the time I get to.
Oh yeah. I mean, other than the racist. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. I bitched and moaned and cajoled about a terrible storm system that hit Northeast Ohio. You know, we clean as long as we're on the podcast, so we have to, you know what I'm saying, address the business of the business. And that's why you didn't get a show last week. But I did edit it. I edited Saturday. Actually, I was just like, well, I got lights and I got viral. Let me just sit and edit. And I was like, do I post this now or do I hold it for Thursday? And I'm like, we'll hold that for Thursday. So it's a fully edited show that has had two different types of art this entire time because I thought about it and the art I had I was unhappy with. And then I was much happier with what I edited. In fact, the one that went up today, the art that came up that went out for the show, I was like, yeah, that fits the bill. So you got a good show with the homie Nick Jew, and I hope you enjoyed it. Because I know I certainly enjoyed editing it and putting it together and recording it. So all the good that came with that. But let's get you a main show started. Back once again, sipping hen mixed with juice and gin, bitches in, couple lady friends counting Benjamins. Spin a spin on them 20 twins. That Mercedes Benz dividends made a change of plans. Well, that all depends. Shout out my parolees. And I smoke that OG. Kush motherfuck the police. All my niggas rock gold teeth. So hood, and we so street. Sipping on that codeine. We hustle hard. No sleep. Yo, bitch loose. That's no leash. I ain't talking about no. Excuse me. I know how this one goes. I ain't talking about no money. I ain't talking about no cars. Talking about no diamonds because that shit is a facade. Times is really hard. I fucked a couple of broads. Smoked some purple out the jaws. Let me tell you who we are. I be that pretty motherfucker. Harlem's what I'm repping. Tell them quit they bitching. We gon' make it in a second. Pretty motherfucker. Harlem's what I'm repping. Tell them quit the bitching. We gon' make it in a second. See me in the hood, the gangsters saying, what's up? What's up? Hey, welcome to it. It's episode 547. We are not powering the green economy. I'm your host, it's Taylor 713. Joined us also by my other host, the 216's own Tatum.
Hey, I'm here.
And of course, our other host, the Slavic Village's own Lunchbox, 2099.
I showed up. I have power.
I'm grateful for you. It's getting kind of hectic. Grateful for both y'all presence this week. You know what I'm saying? We send it off. You know what it is. I got a news story for you. Got some amateur assholes. The gentleman and I will all share stories of our week. It's a good time to be had. Come on, get in on this shit. Let me set you off with this story, which I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, well, there's my news story for the week. Bobby George is not an owner or a partner in Rise dispensaries. This is Vince Grzorek over at Scene Cleveland. As some Clevelanders this week began to share or reshare a list of businesses owned or associated with Bobby George in the wake of his arrest on charges of attempted murder, rape, kidnapping, a string of marijuana dispensaries got unintentionally caught up in the discourse. Rise Cannabis dispensaries, among the few and earliest to receive dual-use licenses from the state of Ohio to begin recreational marijuana sales, have oftentimes been erroneously included alongside George's establishments such as Town Hall, Rebo, the Barley House, and others. While George was 5 years ago an equity partner in Green Thumb Industries, the Chicago-based company that operates Rise locations in Cleveland, Lakewood, and elsewhere, that brief relationship that began in 2018 ended in 2019, according to the Cannabis Business Times. Ooh, I'm going to click that link. We are horrified by the allegations involving Bobby George and stand by our past decision to disassociate him from our business. A statement provided to the outlet by Vice President of Communications Sharon Weaver read, he is not a partner of GTI Ohio and has no ownership interest or operational involvement in Rise Dispensaries and Green Thumb Industries, Weaver told Cleveland 19. He has not owned equity in GTI Ohio in years. George surrendered to authorities Tuesday morning. The charges cover incidents dating back to last November, including allegations that he strangled the victim after shoving her head against the table, that he pointed a gun at her while she was attempting to leave residence, that he shoved a towel down her throat, that he said, "You think God is going to help you," as she hid in the closet at their house, and that he raped her. A protection order has been granted for the victim. George was handed a $200,000 bond in municipal court on Tuesday, $100,000 more than the amount originally sought by George's attorney, and prosecutors, as Judge Sheila Turner McCall, blanched at the number given the horrible nature of the alleged crimes, and was released. While George has not responded to requests for comment, his attorney, Kevin Spilacci, who initially told SKiM at 5 p.m. on Monday that he was unaware of any incidents involving the businessman and wasn't representing him, has gone on to contend that his client is innocent and the subject of an inept investigation by police. It's 101 to me. I think the last name made a difference in this instance, he told News 5 Cleveland. In this instance, Mr. George is being treated extremely unfairly by an incompetent City of Cleveland Law Department with a lack of investigation. They didn't do their homework. In statements to the media on Tuesday, Cleveland Law Director Mark Griffin wholly denied the insinuation. Information is gathered, evidence presented to the prosecutor, and an objective decision is made solely on the facts, Griffin said. It's imperative for the for the public to know that this case was treated according to the standard protocol like any other case, regardless of the defendant's name, title, or occupation. On the boycott front, stories of George's alleged crime have escaped the Ohio newssphere due to his refusal to show the Olympics at his restaurants, following wrongly informed outrage over the opening ceremony drag performance that was an ode to Dionysus, and not, as many Christians claim, a take on the Last Supper. Bobby George, been a piece of shit. Ben had rumors about this town, if you live in the city and know what's up, about him being a piece of shit to his employees, to women, and so forth and so on. His father was a piece of shit before him. Another motherfucker who had rumors about him bandying about moving around town. This is if it's a known amongst certain people in Cleveland. I got friends who know about this and knew about this one, but also, like I said, knew about things that happened before this. It's why we was like, oh, we don't really. It's like we kind of didn't fuck with Bobby George's location after a hot second. I was like, yeah, we can't be going up in here and kicking it in Rebel. Hey, good food at Rebel. They made a fine peanut butter shake, as I recall. Box, that's the thing they made, right? So
yeah, it was Rebel, yeah.
Yeah. We would eat there every now and again at work because it was right by where we worked at. If you know, and Ben knew, and this is not any news, but I think it's a specific. It was particularly ill timed because Recreational finally went live in Ohio, and of course, Rise is one of the places that got like the story said, it has the ability to sell both medical and recreational, at least at one of its Cleveland locations. And
if you want, I can add a little context to the Rise location because I took somebody there on Sunday, which we can kind of marry my area and your area if you want.
Fair enough, but yeah. So because like I said, they recreational just started popping, and people were like, "Yo, do not go to any of these things because that motherfucker's associated with it." And people was like, "You right, we will not go to any of these locations." That was on the list, and so people, they had to come out quickly, like, "Hold on, baby, no, we don't fuck with that dude. Come buy my weed." Go on, Daniel.
So I actually dropped a buddy off at the Rise location on Sunday.
Yeah.
He was in town. His mom's memorial. She passed away recently, sadly. And he lives out in California, so he came to town, and his buddy came with him. I guess they served in the Navy together.
I was about to say, is this your Navy buddy?
Yeah, one of my Navy buddies, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually know a lot of people who were in the Navy, shockingly.
Nice.
But anyway, so I went up to the memorial. It was from like 12 to 5, and I was fashionably late on purpose because I didn't like know who all was going to be there because like I don't know his family all like that. So I showed up around 2, and I hung out there till it ended at 5. I helped them like load the cars up with all the stuff, and then him and his buddy who were in town, they were gonna Uber to the dispensary, and I was like, well, shit, I'm not doing anything right now. I'm like, I'll just drive you guys. So I drove them downtown, and I wasn't getting anything. So like I let them off in front of the front door, and for Sunday, like there was like a woman outside with a clipboard, and so I thought they were gonna have to like sign some paperwork, and it was gonna be a wait and stuff. So there's like a parking lot like right across the street, and you're supposed to pay to park in there, but I'm like, well, I'm not staying, so I just kind of like loitered in there in my car for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, they're walking back across the street, and I'm thinking, oh man, they must not have gotten in because they have California licenses or something. No, they both get in my car. They both have little containers of edibles, and they open them up, and they like they were in and out in like 2 minutes. Like it was that fast.
So my story this week was going to be about my first time in a legal recreational situation. So you'll get it early and not later. So here's your little tea time to sprinkle that in on Papa Box on top of Bobby George being a shitty human being. And I end up sliding out to Cleveland Heights to Amplify is the name of their the dispensary out there that was a medical, currently remains a medical, but now does recreational cannabis. And because it started as this, the way they do it, they said because we started as medical and the state's being kind of rah-rah right now, we still do things like we were doing in the medical situation, meaning you go into a lobby, then they scan your ID, then they come and get you and take you to like a bank, like you remember the bank that used to be in Camp's Corner, where I don't know if you ever used that bank that was in Camp's Corner, but you go in one door, the door behind you would close, and then it would have to lock, and then the other door in front of you would open. It's like a double door lock situation. That's basically.
I never went there, but that was every bank where I grew up.
Yeah. So basically, that's how the amplified dispensary is. So you go in the little hallway. The one door behind you locks.
The place we went to in Detroit, though, like where
where you had a little midsection basically, and then the other door opens, and then basically they take you. But there's no in this place. I don't know if they're all like this, but in this particular Amplify, there's no showroom floor. What there are is kiosks with iPads on them or tablets. I don't know if they're iPads, and basically they can show you their wares on the iPad and tell you how much stuff costs. But what I thought was good was he was like, I can tell you how much everything will cost even after taxes, so you know. And I'm like, oh, dope. So I was kind of wondering. And so I picked up some RSO pills for Vanessa because that's what she uses for her arthritis, and that was like a 40 pouch for like it's like a substantial amount of THC that you get for that. That's I find that unusual, not unusual, but interesting how what they consider a supply. So this is like, oh, you know what? I don't have a picture of the back, which actually tells you how much THC is in it. But it is substantial. I'll just tell you that because basically it's dosed, and it's dosed well. And that's why she likes it. Because I'm saying RSO Rick Simpson oil is derived from the plant and the. So anyway, it'll get you real fucked up if you take it wrong. Be Real has a show has a YouTube show podcast, and he was talking about how he accidentally took too much once. Be Real, Cypress Hill, long time smoker. And it's like he's like, bruh. That put me down. I'm like, okay, so don't play with RSO, and I never have, and I don't think I ever will, because I don't want to accidentally get too wrecked. But I was like, I go, what kind of flower you got? And he goes, well, what are you trying to get down with? I'm like, here's what I would like, sir. I would like to be chill, not paranoid, and not be eating the damn fridge. And he's like, okay, I think I got something for you. And so he recommended Jelly Rancher, which comes in this nice little neat jar, and it opens like a medical, like you got to push down and open it. But some good looking chronic. It smells real piney. And Box, I don't know if you can see that, but it's some good looking ish. You muted, bro. Daniel
Looks like
and. It does look like Brussels sprouts. But yeah, I picked up a little some just because I could. I was like, I gotta do it. It's legal. have not done anything with it. As you can see, that's the full nugs and so forth. But I've done nothing and not cracked that or anything like that there. But it was a fun little bit of adventure. There's another one near me that is open. The only reason I didn't go to the one that was near me because, of course, they didn't have the product that Vanessa needed. So that's why I went to the one I went to and was out there. And of course, like I said, this, again, all over this place. I'm saying that's a good half hour from where I live, and trees down, power lines down, 4-way stops. It's everywhere. No matter where I would go, it was like that. I'm saying, but it was. I found interesting over there is there's a head shop right there. I mean, directly next door to Amplify that had like a sandwich board out front talking about come buy whatever. He's like basically selling that Delta 8 fake weed.
The synthetic.
Yeah. Basically trying to hustle people who are like, yeah, this is where you come to buy your weed. Not this. You would never know. I mean, if you know, but you would never know Amplify is a weed dispensary. It's a very nondescript storefront and so forth. People in there are sitting at desks behind computers, so it just looks like an office situation. Like they could be selling real estate out that bitch instead of moving weight. So it's but basically you order the stuff, you sit. It is just like Michigan in this regard. You sit, you wait, they call your name, you go up to the cash register, give them the dough. It's a bread only operation, people. You ain't using plastic in dispensaries. It's cash only situation. And you give them the dough. They give you your product just like liquor stores know how. They gotta put in a bag and staple it shut. And there you go. You keep moving. And therefore I had my first legal recreational marijuana purchase in the great state of Ohio. I have bought weed in Michigan before. And again, I didn't even buy. I did. I bought a pre roll in Michigan, so I have bought some Michigan flour, and I bought candy for Vanessa. So I'm saying, and then I bought weed in Canada before, but I just bought some seltzers up there. And again, as y'all recall, I tell you all the time, Canadian legal weed is bunk. Michigan weed compared to Ohio weed is bunk. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, Ohio got that good. I had gave a friend of mine some Ohio good recently, and as they was visiting, and they told me that they was hitting on that bad boy all week long, and it was a fire. And so, just letting you know, Ohio got that stank. We got some good dirt here. We're a very farm oriented state. It makes perfect sense. We got good dirt for growing crops, y'all, and good farmers who can do it too. And so, of course, we growing that good. And so if you in the Buckeye State, buy yourself some flour if you are so inclined. If that is how you get down with the get down, and enjoy, because we got some good stuff here. Just saying. But that is the news of the week. That is a little bit of stuff of tea time and fuck Bobby George. And as a label and a crew, so. And we will keep it moving, man. We're gonna play give and go, and I pass it over to man Ant Man. First up, as always, is Tatum. What's the good word, bro?
Man, just been busy. Haven't been watching TV or playing any really games, or it's just been, putting together beds and cleaning and, you know, finalizing, getting the bag ready. Oh, well, we have to get the bag ready for the hospital. Last few doctor's appointments. I mean, it's funny. This year has just been just a busy year, and I'm ready for 2025 to come. I'm
Wow.
ready to just to be past. It's yeah. I'm just ready for 2025. The baby will be here. Hopefully, we'll be settled in the house. I mean, because once the baby come, I don't go back to work for the rest of the year.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just busy. Like nothing much else to say. Today was a busy day. Like so we let the boys go to their. We didn't transfer the boys out. So it was funny. Um, one of the teachers that we really liked that our oldest son had gave us a call like, "Hey, where's Emery?" And I'm like, "Well, like they're probably gonna go to another school this year." She's like, "Oh, okay." But I was like, talked to my partner upstairs, and she was like, "I said if Emery get her, then we'll stay at least for the school year."
You're gonna do the
Yeah,
whole year?
yeah. I mean,
Wow.
it's only 4 minutes. It's 4 minutes away.
Fair, fair.
So yeah, and it was kind of not sad, but like my oldest son was like, I'm really thinking about going to a different school, and I'm really gonna miss my friends. And like I was like, oh man, and it's funny because like the two boys are really different. Like my youngest son is just like he don't care. Like he be like, man, you know I don't know if he be lying or what, but he's like, man, I kicked somebody in the leg today on accident. I'm like, what did you do? He'll just be telling me all sorts of wild stories. But like my oldest son, he's older, he's getting adjusted to it. He's like, um, he's in a different classroom than like a couple of his buddies. But
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I get to talk to him every day at lunch, which is cool. So it's just pretty much like getting them prepared. I mean, next year they're definitely going to go to. I mean, it depends how this school year go, but like definitely we're going to transfer them out. We drive them to school anyway, so it's only a 4 minute ride, and we still own this house, so we're not breaking any rules.
Fair, fair.
So that's how it's going so far. Like the other school system is a bigger school system and technically a better school system. And like when they transfer out, they're not going to even go to the same school anymore.
Oh, okay.
So right now it's just like getting them prepared for that, talking to them about that, and just continue on with like everything that's going on. Like yeah, moving is not difficult, but it's just like especially since I work from home, I would really like to scale down on like a lot of stuff. It's like um I'm definitely gonna get rid of like some shoes and stuff. It's like I mostly wear Crocs now because I'm just running out and running in, and like I don't get dressed anymore. I don't need like a closet full of button ups and khakis and sweaters anymore. Um, and if I do, um, then I guess I'll buy more then. And not to mention, like I'm going through like like I've lost. How much weight have I lost? I'm down like 40 pounds.
Nice.
Uh, it's not all nice. Like it's some of it's health related, some of it's like man, like at the beginning of the year, um my son had strep, which means I got strep, and then like the strep was like not so like it was pretty so bad that like my tongue had dried out, like,
Oh, Jesus
and
Christ.
like I couldn't hold anything down. Like it, of course, like once I got to the hospital, I was better within like a couple days, but like I haven't really picked my weight up since then. Um,
So you
so
feeling are you feeling you're at an unhealthy weight?
I don't feel like I'm on a unhealthy weight. Like it's funny. Like people, oh, you look so good. I'm like, I don't feel great. What are you talking about? Um, and like I just want to get myself in a position. Like I'm not you know, Lord, nor willing, I'm not going to be dead soon. But um,
Jeez, Jesus Christ, man, damn.
I mean, death. I mean, when you're sick, death is always on your mind, man. Like it's not like I'm not thinking about it, but at the same time, like I'm taking care of myself pretty well. Like I mean, but like I'm seeing like I've been seeing some different specialists and stuff like that, but you know, life be life and like everything can all come at once sometimes. So I'm taking care of myself the best way I can. And like I said, it seemed like this year has just been just like from the beginning, like I said in January, it was like, oh, we having a baby this year, like in January.
Yeah,
So like right from the front, it's just like, you know, hey, we found out having a baby, we gonna either have to finish fixing up this house or find another house, and it's just been, event after event, and like I said, I'm just looking forward to 2025 to settle down so we can enjoy our new member of the family, which I'm like excited, like that we're having a boy. Um, and like it's funny because like I keep on getting like these Google alerts about 9 years ago today you took these pictures, and it's like you know all the old baby pictures of Spud I'm seeing all the time, and you know the pictures of us going to like Detroit and Chicago because like I think no it was my family's trip to Chicago that was um I think 3 years ago like this week. So it's like seeing that and being nostalgic and like that's what well, I'm sort of glad that the boys are going to the same school because
yeah,
like with so many different changes, it's like at least it was a good feeling today. Um, one of the security guards, I'm walking through the school parking lot. He's like, "Hey man, I missed the boys the other day." I'm like, "What the boys at?" I was like, because it's funny. Like we see him at Target and stuff like that, and so it's always kind of cool to be like, um, I mean, I don't know if I mean, nobody has to like your children. Like
yeah.
but it's kind of cool that like that they seem to have a rapport with different people around because like I was picking them up from school and I really don't know how I feel about this, but like how I'm like one of the only dads that like walk my kids to the door and stuff like that, or like, and it's I don't know. I guess I'm hard at. I'm not really good at taking compliments or like positive words said to me too much.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not really good at like taking positive criticism. I'm better at taking negative criticism than anything. Like, oh, okay, well, I'll try to do better. Um, but
I wonder why that is. Why is it that oftentimes we as people and we as men don't do well with some basically compliments?
yeah, I mean, maybe it's just like maybe because I try my best, but it's like it's just who I am as a person. Like I wanna, I wanna be there for my children, so that's why I'm there for them. Like I'm not really fishing to get compliments. Like oh, um, and like I said, it's not something I'm used to. So I don't know, man. But it was funny, like I said, the security guard, a different one was like, "Man, you're the only guy who walked the kids up here." And then another time, this I thought this was funny. He was like, the big one, he always looking out for the little one. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. But I don't know. It seems like I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm glad that we have um one sort of constant going on. Like currently like my another thing that's been not really weighing on my heart, but like my stepdad is still in the hospital.
Okay.
And like my mom's been, she's like, I'm fine. Like she's been at the house alone. And I'm like, she's like, I'm fine. I know she probably like throwing his shit out and stuff. Not really throwing his shit
I
out,
hear you. I hear you.
but like just living, because my mom is a fiercely independent woman. But I still worry about her. I still try to call and check on her. But like it's been harder because of how busy I've been. Like, you know, a matter of fact, like I said, I might have like soon as I get off, I might have to go to the other house because like we were supposed to have a crib delivered, and I can't just leave the crib out just sitting on the porch all night.
Yeah.
Well, it was not delivered. They be on some
Fair enough.
bullshit, like they don't. But yeah, that's another thing. Putting together stuff all the time. There's never not nothing to do. I put together a foosball table that we've had for a long time, and I was just like, "There's certain stuff I'm going to have to put together because um, like we've had it and we've been talking about moving for a long time, and putting together shit and then moving it ain't the move. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
if
Leave
we
it.
gonna
Leave it
move,
in the box it came in.
yeah, I just leave it there until like until we get ready to move. Like one of the first things I've been setting up is the basement. Like the basement is just like where I like to be in any house. Um, it's cool down there. I don't have to worry about having a heater. I don't have to worry about having an air conditioner, even though we do have central air in the house. Um, it's just like a comfort zone for me. Like the kitchen is an open concept, so my headphones are going to have to be my comfort there. Um, and like I said, like I took one of the love seats down there. I'm setting the TV up. I got the foosball table. Um, and like when the other day when like I'm upstairs putting together the boys' new beds, like they were in the basement, playing with some with some toys and this fucking I bought them this fort kit. And man, it ain't worth shit. Like, I think I only paid like $5 for it, and they saw me coming when they seen that shit because like it's these like little cubes you put in these little brackets and these poles, and like you can build it all different ways, but that shit just it ain't stable. And the boys is like they're kids, they gonna fuck it up, and and like it just won't stay together. But like we finally like built a structure where they can have it up a little bit,
Yeah.
and they were over the moon about it.
So they stick with separate rooms.
Yeah, they're sticking with separate rooms. So like I was hoping they would want to share a room, but they don't want to. And it's probably time for them to not share a room no more because like they're really really different. And Anthony is just getting to that age where he's um he's just maturing. I mean, he's a couple years older, but he's maturing faster than Emery is. Emery's a little bit more whimsical, and Anthony's always been like a little old man. And those 2 years with just two adults in the house did them different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's
and
just, go ahead.
it'll be interesting to see a dynamic of a newborn in the house with those two. And it'll be great for them to have their own room, and they can have their own space to do things a little bit differently from each other. And Emery is really getting into. I mean, they've been into reading, but like he doesn't go anywhere without a book anymore.
Okay.
So And you know, Anthony is he loves books, but he's a TV lover, and he really wants a TV in his room, even though that's probably not going to happen. Um, so I don't know, like a lot of different chapters, or like my life isn't like a book right now. It's like a highlight. It's like Goofus and Gallon here, and search and find, and a recipe, and then
Uh,
a crossword puzzle. It's a whole mixed
learn,
bag right now.
learn something about the kookaburra in one chapter, one section.
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. I'm certain. It's certainly it sounds challenging, but it sounds like a challenge that you're just rising to. So that's dope.
Yeah, like honestly, it's been a challenge, but I don't let I sometimes I get a little overwhelmed, but I don't let it overwhelm me, because it's like it's not like it's exactly anything's really new. Like, I've moved before, I've had children before, um, I've had to do a lot of different stuff in life, and the only thing, like, I think I'm just more aware of time than I've ever
Yeah,
been in my life.
yeah.
That's the only thing. Um, I enjoy going to Costco still, and getting the little things from there, and deciding what we're gonna do with this and that. Like, I'm just, like I said, but I'm looking forward to it settling down some. Like I'm definitely not like you know I'm not down about anything, but like I
Sorry.
said, I'm
So
I'm just aware of time.
yeah, I'm glad to hear you're not in the doldrums or the dumps or anything. You know what I'm saying you just are letting it come to you because it's on its way. So
Yeah, you can't
yeah,
you can't duck shit.
that's what's up, man. All right. Well, you will of course, keep us abreast of the housing and birthing situation. Of
Yeah.
course, that means we're gonna go a stretch not without Ant. I mean, he'll decide when he can and can't do a show, but for a bit, and it's gonna be on paternity leave, and we'll figure it
Definitely
out.
gonna miss some shows.
Oh, a full expectation that you will miss. At least let's go with the first 6 weeks of this child's life. I would think might not be for you to be on the mic.
I mean, but at the
So
same time, I currently live in a ranch, and then I'll be living in a 2-story house. Like, it'll be a little bit different as far as like the noise level goes, and so
yeah.
I might be able to get away a little bit better. Or, I mean, shit, I can mute while he cry, and like he could be sitting next to me. Um, it depends.
Well, like I said, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
uh, I'll never want you feeling like I gotta do this shit. I'm saying, you know what it is, man. So,
Oh yeah. Um,
so
life comes at you fast, and then there's I forgot what that commercial says, but
was it not just life
Then
comes out
there's
fast?
grass.
and then there's grass.
Well, thank you for sharing with us and the listener, good sir, on that regard. But now it's time for a little story time with Lunchbox. Box, catch us up on you and yours, if you are so inclined, my
To
sir.
be fair, I believe I already have. I think I've given you like 3 things I've done already. All out.
I've given you enough.
I didn't know
I've
what
given you
was
everything I got.
I didn't know what you consider like what you would come prepared with, which is why I asked.
Pass
Well,
the
I mean, that
lunch.
was it. Like, I just felt like those times I did the drop-ins was the most appropriate. But I mean, that's it. Like, we didn't have power, and then I visited a buddy, and now I've been back at work. Like,
Fair enough.
I wish I had something more spicy to share, but no, that's been my last week and a half.
A delicious ragu. Ah, well, let's see. I've told you my story. Let's see if there's anything in addition to that as I marinate on this these tales. Almost time for my kid to start back to school. He's about to be a senior. That is wild. because then I get to replay last first, all over again. This will be your last first day of school. It'll be your last this, that, and the third, and so forth and so on. That's always it has a layer and level of excitement to it, but it also has a bit of, man, I'll be crying a lot in this thing this year because it is who I am and I know it is as such. But we're going to the barber tomorrow. He wants to pay for his haircut. He wants to do it for the first time, go ahead and put the bread down on his haircut himself. And I think that's kind of dope. So I hit the barber. I was like, "Hey man, what's what you got going Friday night?" And he's like, "I got you this time." I'm like, "Cool." I go, "Kid want to pay for their own little haircut this go around." So our barber is prepared.
What about school clothes and shoes?
Going Sunday because I believe that he works Saturday, so we're going Sunday because he's off Saturday. He's off tomorrow too, but but tomorrow I'm not. So therefore, that is what that is. So we're gonna go school shopping Sunday.
What's the vibes though? Like, because I know it was it last year? Lee wanted some Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, good question. I don't know what will be, but I will certainly inform you when I know, you'll know. So we'll see what the fashion has on deck this go around. It's funny to me because it's so much stuff that was the fashion when I was in high school that's back.
Oh yeah.
That is almost it's strange or a variation on a thing. It's close, but no cigar,
So I know right now, like workwear is back in. So like Carhartt, and like chore coats and stuff like that. Hoodies and graphic tees are always in. Like they're going back to the bigger pants. Not quite the wide legs, but like a little looser. So like you can never go wrong with like, some loose jeans and a hoodie.
Yeah. Wearing Carhartt in leather. Motherfuck the weather. On Valentine's Day, doing stick-ups together. R.I.P. Apache. Man. Yeah, so I'm excited to see how that all plays out. And Xander sold the BMW.
Oh.
He is currently driving the 30-year-old Chevy truck, but he is now head down of getting that one up to snuff. So currently in my living room is a windshield wiper motor because he's got to replace that. He has a steering wheel on order because he's going to put a new steering wheel on there. If I reach behind me, it is there. It's a piece of aluminum is what the steering wheel locks into. So he's going to replace the steering wheel. They had their eyes on a leopard print steering wheel that unfortunately is sold out. So he said that his lady instead has chosen it's a heart-shaped steering wheel. So
yeah, I was just thinking about like I always thought it was cool the ones that look like a chain.
Yeah, the little tight circle. That's what's on Chaffee's on his Chevelle.
Oh,
he
wow.
has the chain steering wheel on his low rider. So yeah, and so that is what his lady chose, and he said it should probably arrive tomorrow. So I will try to send you a picture of what that looked like. And so yeah, like I said,
my brother is getting his first car. He probably got it today.
Had to spend that bread he was discussing with you finally.
Yeah, I guess like one of the impound lots over here, like got a car that was like it was like a 2014 something with like 120,000 miles on it or something. So he was dropping his wad on that. So cars are going around apparently.
Yeah, it's that time, man. It's that time. So Xander is such an interesting guy when it comes to because he knows his shit when it comes to cars. And apparently, the person who bought his car, another guy was interested in buying the car, but just never came through with it. And that guy knows that guy because, of course, this is an insular community of car gearheads. And he's like, "Yo, that clutch is so clean and it's shifting so good and blah blah blah." Because of course, my son replaced just about everything in that Beamer. And so, of course, it's shifting like a god. It's a brand new clutch and all the things that go with that clutch. It's just how funny. People are just goofy. Car guys have their own particular brand of goofy. I'm a gamer. That's my bit of world. And you know what I'm saying, a magic guy, you know what I'm saying, a wrestling guy. It's like we're all these interesting, clutches of human beings and cliques of human beings. And car guys got their own little bit of a oomph. So I had to just chuckle at it. But that's about what's really crackulating in my realm. And I know we just out here cruising, but it just is what it is, people. It's a vibe. We had a week of no power, so we couldn't do shit. So, so there's not a lot to be said or to share with you, unfortunately. But worry not. Every week, including this one, we take a step on down to Reddit. I dive into the subreddit, Am I the Asshole? I pull 3. And we read them off and we decide if these people are assholes. I think I've made a good set of choices this week. We'll see what the gentlemen think. But let's start with Am I the Asshole? Clean little crash there, people. It's been a hot second. Like I said, the last couple of shows we did live and then in person. So I just hadn't had to worry about Iris just knocking on me. Man, Anthony gone too?
No. I got a text saying, it's people in our yard. And I'm like, what? And I had to go investigate.
Was there people in your yard?
Yeah, because like I had heard something a few minutes, and I looked back, and then my partner was like, somebody lost their dog or something in our yard, which happens more to you than it should.
Fair. But like, it's not 10 o'clock at night, motherfucker. Why your dog ain't home? Jive turkeys. Anywho, as I was stating before, this program we used to record this said, fuck you. Which I gotta tell you, that's a little too often for my taste. That means I might have to start looking elsewhere because can't have that. Can't be, I mean, I've never lost anything with this, but can't have it fucking up. That's the players fuck up, but not this.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had to Reddit. We had the subreddit Am I the Asshole. I pull a selection. I read it to these guys. We decide if they're assholes or not. It's great. We do it every week. It's a good time. We were doing it before it was cool in the streets. And we still do it, even though we don't get no love for it. Oh, hey, that shit is a random player. I'm playing Monopoly Go as I prepare to read this shit. Sorry, y'all. It's an event. It's an event going on in the board right now. So
yeah, I need to do some rolling.
Let me tell you what I got this week. Am I the Asshole for telling my sister she isn't the type of person I want my daughters to look up to?
That's some shit to say, boy.
Am I the Asshole for not telling my friend I'm a guy? And am I the asshole for telling my wife her sister is about to ruin 2 marriages?
Oh, shit.
Damn.
So, for sure. Am I the asshole for telling my sister she isn't the type of person I want my daughters to look up to? My sister and I are complete opposites. My sister doesn't have many accomplishments, and the last thing I remember her achieving is graduating high school. At 20, she dropped out of college because she was pregnant. She moved in with a father, and for 10 years, they were a family. All that time, she didn't have a job. Actually, he wrote she didn't have a job when her son started school. That's a terribly written sentence. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, those two never married, and he left her about 2 years ago. She's now pregnant again. New dad isn't involved. Works at fast food and barely scraps. I want to read it how he's written. Scraps by. She is constantly asking for money. She actually wanted to move in with me and my kids. My wife travels a lot. I have 2 daughters, and my sister told me she wanted to be closer. She wanted to move into my home. That it would be good for the girls to have a women they could look up to. She never liked that my wife travels. This isn't the first time she's brought it up, and I have turned her down politely many times. My sister brought it up again last night. I told her no. This resulted in a heated conversation with her asking why. I decided to be honest, and I told her that she isn't the type of woman I want my kids to look up to. I also listed the reasons above. She called me a jerk. The family is now on my ass about this, saying I was heartless to tell her that. They also want me to apologize. Am I the asshole?
Mm, he's kind of being an asshole. I feel like there's ways of saying stuff to people without really being an asshole about it. This is like, I mean, yeah, you
It's
say it without being
honest.
an asshole. Honestly, like
That
honestly,
bullshit people use all the time. I'm just being honest. Like you ain't got to do that. You were a fucking asshole. You was an
yeah,
asshole straight up on this one.
yeah. Like I said, being right don't feel good all the time, man. And like, yes, you don't want your daughters to be like your sister, but any smart person knows who they want to be like in their life. Like, I want to be like my auntie working at KFC. Like, uh, I mean, but at the same time, what's wrong with working at KFC? Like, if
Nothing. People
hold
need
on,
there.
let me
Look,
rephrase that. There is something wrong with working at KFC if you're not handling your business. If you constantly asking for money and stuff, KFC isn't the place you should be yet.
correct. It's not paying. It's not footing the damn bill. But if I went to KFC, wouldn't nobody working there? I'd be real salty. So I need somebody to be working at KFC.
Yeah, like yeah, you're this person's an asshole. And you might not want your daughters to be like your sister, but I'm sure like um it's a better way to say it and it's a better way to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's take a peek at the old. Love getting in the comments in one of these situations. Ultimately, not the asshole. You could be polite but still firm. If she's insisting on moving in, something must be going on for her. There you go. Scroll down a bit. Not the asshole. Why does there such a thing? Moving in with you is a great idea. Will your wife be comfortable with her moving in? How long does she intend to stay? Tell family to take her in. She's a disrespectful, entitled leech. No idea where that.
I don't know where
Where'd you get that from? Where'd that come from, my guy?
The only thing that might be construed as kind of disrespectful is maybe um her reactions to like saying like the wife, like why would my kids need a woman role model? I still got my wife, man. Just
Yeah.
you can chill with that, but other than that, they be reaching, man.
Facts. Let me see if I can see any other here. Let's see if I can find a "You're the asshole" right quick. Let me give a refresh. See if it's still here for one. Seems to be. Control F. You're the asshole. Because of course, this is one of the situations where we just gonna disagree with Reddit. Because Reddit, of course, is like, no, that's an asshole. How dare her ask her brother? Could she, maybe move in with him? What I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, I'm kind of two minds. Have like some families like we have the room and this is a generational house.
Yeah.
And I understand that, but that's just not how I am or would want to be. Now, when the boys get older, as long as they're respectful and handle their business, they can stay as long as they want. But still, we'll see.
All right, got an everyone sucks here. She should accept your no and stop asking for money. And you have to learn achievements aren't everything. As Heath Ledger said, life is not a grocery list. Achievements don't mean anything. There's exactly 3 things in life that matter: being a good person, being healthy, being happy. Beneath that is going to go with "you're the asshole" on this one because there are so many other valid reasons to give that aren't as cutting. And yeah, we'll agree. I'm saying. Whew, keep moving on that one. Wowzers. Am I the asshole for not telling my friend I'm a guy? I thought this was interesting.
Is this the plot of a movie?
It is one of the guys.
I, 23 male, have been told I look androgynous all my life. I have no issues being in touch with my femininity. Hell, I wear guy liner almost every day. I'd made some friends at an emo night a few weeks ago and have basically integrated into their friend group. I'm getting to know all of them, but this one dude in particular who wasn't there, Josh, 26 male, and I have been talking a lot more than the rest. I share music tastes with everyone in the group, but especially Josh. He and I talk about more than music too. he have been, that's how it's written. Remember, I read it how it's written. He have been really getting along. And wait a minute, what about, let's try that one more time. This is me fucking up. Sorry, brother. Josh, 26 male, and I have been talking a lot more than the rest. I share music taste with everyone in the group, but especially Josh. He and I talk about more than music too, and have been really getting along. Our friends have shown him photos of me from that night, so he knows he's known what I look like this whole time. We all planned to hang out yesterday at Alex's house, and I got to meet some of the others in person for the first time, Josh included. He seemed really happy when he saw me, but his face shifted as soon as he heard me speak. I thought it was kind of weird, and I tried talking to Josh throughout the night, but he kept cutting the conversation short, so I stopped because I assumed he was feeling under the weather. I just wanted to get to know everyone and have fun, so I joined the others playing games. Near the end of the night, Josh came up to me, sort of drunk, and started spewing some nonsense about how I lied to him, which really confused me. I asked him what he meant, and he stated how he has no problem with trans girls, but I should have been honest with him and told him that I was born a guy. First off, even if I was trans, I don't think that's something I have to disclose to someone I'm not romantically involved with, so I don't know why he's even upset. Second, I'm literally just a guy. I'm not even intersex to my knowledge, so there's not even that angle anyone can get at. I just look androgynous. I'd say maybe the hair and the eyeliner might have given him another idea, but half the people in that group are also dressed the same. Some of the people he was talking with earlier chimed in saying that they did think I was a girl, but realized I wasn't and that it wasn't a big deal. I genuinely don't know why he cares so much about it. I'm not even offended that he thought I was a chick, but I was so confused when he was so mad. I didn't flirt with him over text or give him any ideas, so I don't think didn't think he was upset because of that. So I asked him what about it specifically made him upset. He went on about how it's the principle of it and how I should have been outright with him about who I was, and now I'm really confused because I didn't lie.
No, dude's confused because he got a boner, and now it's a weird boner, and he's mad that he got a weird boner.
A weird boner. He started saying how he wants me to apologize, and that's what really got me because I don't know what I'd be sorry for. I walked away, and the night ended shortly after. Josh continued this drama into group chats and DMs, and some people are saying I should apologize so this settles down. I think it's really stupid, but I don't want to lose new friends over a misunderstanding. Should I just apologize? Am I the asshole? And a couple people have asked about my name. It's August. Yeah. Dude named August. What if he's a playwright? Is this person an asshole?
No. Yeah, you need to find some new friends. Like, I never get over how fast people take other people's side that's clearly being a dick on here.
Box nailed that shit on the head. You thought this dude was a cute chick who liked the music you like. You was like, I struck gold. And it's like, well, he's a cute dude who likes music that you like, and you're not in the dudes, as far as you know. And so you mad and don't know what to do with this. So I'm owed an apology because I got a weird, not even a weird boner, just a boner. I got a boner, and now it feels weird to me.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what I mean. No doubt. You know?
Yeah. And now it feels weird to you because you're like, oh shit, do I like dudes? Well, no, you just thought this particularly androgynous looking gentleman was a lady, and he's not. I'm not. I don't think apologies need to exist for anyone. Y'all can just be like, hey, mistakes happen, bruv. So let's scroll through here. Not the asshole. You have nothing to apologize for. Spelled with an S. Oh, you neither lied by omission nor sought to deceive. He's mad that he found you attractive, even though there's nothing for him to be embarrassed about. He's straight and believed you were an attractive woman. His embarrassment is coming over in defensive anger, and is being directed outward because he can't handle the truth of it just now. It was a simple case of misgendering, and it's a shame he's acting like this rather than recognizing, spelled with an S, everything you had in common that could have been the foundation of a great friendship. So my response to that, yep, Josh is just embarrassed because he found a guy attractive. And
yeah, it's because I was kind of confused at first, like how I don't think they explained well that this was a group chat. But like I said, he just you wanted something out of something that wasn't going to be.
Yeah. Somebody else responds. This also unfortunately highlights how women can't just be nice because so many men automatically think it means we're flirting or that we're interested when we're just trying to have a casual conversation. He's mad because 1, a touch of homophobia, possibly internalized. 2, a touch of transphobia. He'd absolutely still be insisting on an apology even if OP was trans. He probably just wouldn't have called OP a liar, but he absolutely still want an apology because of the principle. And 3, entitlement. When he thought of Op as a cis woman, he automatically felt entitled to Op's perceived secrets and was frustrated, possibly even furious when he found out OP didn't trust him with his secret or supposedly being trans and entitled or to just assuming a casual conversation of 2 strangers getting to know each other was flirting and attraction. Nail on the head, man. Y'all was just talking about music in a group chat that they were saying people that y'all met at an emo night, and then y'all were like, "Hey, I'm gonna put this guy in the group chat because he cool vibes." And I don't know, it's like
we're all wearing eyeliner for God's sakes.
Good to see Reddit is pretty much all not the asshole and no one busting weird. So last one. Am I the asshole for telling my wife her sister's about to ruin 2 marriages? Just based on that sentence, is this guy the asshole?
I think this is going to be the trifecta, or the all guys are being assholes tonight.
All right. My wife's sister is going through a very rough time. Her husband of 5 years kicked her out of the house after he found out about an affair she had earlier in their marriage. He is now questioning the paternity of their 2 kids, 4 and 2. My wife, being the people-pleasing big sister that she is, agreed to take her sister and the kids into our home. They've been living with us for about 8 weeks. The paternity question is currently tied up in the courts because sister-in-law is refusing to consent to testing the kids. She's adamant that her husband is the father. Why you not getting them tested then? This is easy as doing it, right?
You want to smell my dick? Wait a minute, hold
up. They also have divorce proceedings going on, so it's a whole lot of stuff. Sister-in-law spends a lot of time crying, but I'm finding it hard to feel sorry for her. She doesn't deny the affair and knows she messed up, but still, I have very little sympathy for her. I'm cordial and polite with her, but that's about it. I refuse to be a shoulder to cry on or lend an ear to let her vent. When they first came to stay with us, my wife and I agreed to give them 2 months and then reevaluate. Those 2 months have passed, and I'm ready for them to leave. My wife and I don't have kids of our own, and having 2 in the house has been an adjustment I have struggled with. My wife has even had to take time off work to help with the kids during court hearings. I had a talk with my wife the other night about how things are going and expressed to her my concern and how I'm feeling. She agreed that things are difficult now, but also expressed that her sister is still dealing with a lot with the paternity and divorce. She said we should let things play out in the courts before rushing to make sister-in-law's life even more difficult. I told her I don't want to wait on the courts because who knows how long that'll take. I told her that she and sister-in-law need to figure out a plan because the current arrangement is not working for me. My wife told me that she knows this is hard on me and asked me to be patient and she'll work with her sister to figure out a plan. I told her that they need to figure out something ASAP before sister-in-law ruins 2 marriages. My wife got upset. My wife got upset at that and asked me what I meant. I told her it's exactly what it sounds like. Sister-in-law has ruined her marriage, and her presence in our house is now causing conflict and potential resentment in ours. She told me I'm being an asshole by trying to put her in a position to where she has to pick between me and her sister in nibblings. We're already in couples therapy, but that isn't helping much. I know my wife is stressed and feels torn, but I'm feeling like a third wheel in my own house, forgive me. My wife has said she's more concerned about the kids than she is sister-in-law because they are innocent in all this. I've started refusing to do anything to help with the kids. And we'll find excuses to do something else when asked to help with them, which I know has made my wife's and sister-in-law's lives harder. I was cool to that last bit. I was riding with my man till he's like, nah, I'm just being a bitch. Because that's what he is. You're being a little bitch. I ain't gonna help you out. I'm gonna make it hard. I'm gonna make this shit that is already real challenging even more challenging because I'm mad. Bruh. Like I said, up until then, I was like, I'm kind of on your side here, bruh. You know what I'm saying? It's been 2 months. You said 2 months, and here we are. This woman ain't doing nothing to help the cause. Yeah, you good. Until you just came around and like, fuck you, I ain't helping out. It's like, bro, then you're being a terrible partner. And that makes you the asshole to me. Or a dick.
No, he was being an asshole. He was being cheeky as fuck, saying like, "Oh, she about to ruin 2 marriages."
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's her sister, dog. And understandably, like, yes, they're making your life difficult at the moment, but that doesn't mean you're not being an asshole.
Yeah. Easy. Box?
I don't really have anything to add, if I'm being honest.
I don't know if you were swayed anyway. You're like, man, this poor man or anything. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get it, but yeah, like, you got to roll with it a little bit.
Yeah,
you can be frustrated, but you can't cross a line. And then like you said, you sway people from your side to like against you.
Yeah, sin of the damn shame, people. Not the asshole. You're expressing concern with the stress of hosting her sister, the cheater, mind you, and kids in your house when you don't have kids. Not only is your wife actively trying to support the cheater, dealing with paternity, sister-in-law is refusing to do the test, so more like dealing with the chance of losing child support, as sister-in-law probably thinks there's a high chance the kids aren't her hubbies if she's refusing. But ignoring the stress of 2 toddlers being dropped in your home. The kids cause enough stress, and helping keep a stable house for them is so hard, but honestly, I would have trouble watching my spouse do what they can to support a cheater and ignore my needs in my house while putting the cheaters first. Sister-in-law is only in position because she cheated. This is her own doing, but also her helping with sister-in-law's kids. She's not their second mom. Send them off to dad. Why are they with you? Just because their mom cheated. Have her do the paternity test and their dad can help with them.
They be reaching, man.
That was wild. You made a whole story about it. And again, I get it. This woman did indeed cheat on her spouse early in their relationship. That don't all of a sudden make her not this woman's sister. You cheated on your husband, you can't be my sibling any longer. It's not how this functions.
They be doing asshole fan fiction.
Asshole fan fiction is brilliant. Man, that's gonna be 2 ass titles 2 weeks straight. But what am I to do? Sometimes it writes itself. Let's see. Not the asshole. Honestly, the first demand is they get the DNA test, enabling the cheater. It's that cheating that has these people so worked up. And I understand it. I understand why. I guess I kind of understand why some people will be so, whatever about that. But also, it's like, bruh, cheating happened a
Yeah,
lot.
it happens, and the fact of the matter is like I understand you are questioning paternity, but like, what kind of relationship did you have with your kids that you got to be questioning it that much?
Yeah.
And like, the fact of the matter is like, obviously, you've been in these kids' life for years, and you like saying fuck them just because your partner cheated. That dude was a dirtbag too. Then
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fakes.
I'd have a really hard time like just cutting bait. Like if I thought I was a kid's father for 7 years and then I find out I'm not, like I don't know how at that point you just turn it off.
what's crazy is I've seen it happen, and like the kid was older, um, like didn't want like how could you? I don't understand how you could do that, but I've seen it happen, and it is crazy.
I just feel
Like
like you had to have like not loved them at all or something, you know? Because I can't figure
you
out any
didn't
other
love
way.
him on the low, man. You didn't love him on the low.
Yeah, you didn't want to be a dad or whatever. Something. Yeah, yeah. Facts, man. He's like, there's no way you just got like Box said, ain't no way you just shutting that off. Like all of a sudden, I don't love you. It's like then you didn't love them to begin with, because that's not how love functions. Love is not a light switch. And I don't know, man. That's bugged out. Soft, you're the asshole. You are correct about everything except giving your wife an ultimatum of divorce. She probably got problems with confrontation and putting herself first. So adding this to her load may get you the result you want, but at the cost of trust between you two. And somebody wrote, "I can't believe this is so far down. That ultimatum is bullshit at best. She resents him for it. It's real. Y'all already in couples counseling for a reason, bruv." Turkey,
Hey, you
fucking
should have said that
asshole.
at the beginning. Like, oh yeah, we in couple counseling. Y'all ain't gonna make y'all want y'all was already on the rocks.
Yep, already teetering, and then this. So exactly. Well, that was this week's Am I the Assholes? Hope you enjoyed them. Let's talk in the realm of entertainment. Let me click up my little list over here. What I watched recently, because I hadn't watched too much in the realm of programming, was Olympic basketball, both the men's and women's game. Both games were the United States versus France in the gold medal game. They were both fantastic games to watch. Being able to freely root for Steph Curry
Hmm.
is a whole different emotion. Watching Steph Curry shoot over a double team and hit nothing but the bottom of the fucking net. I knew it off rip too, because he started when I watched him get it going. I was like, "Well, I've lived this life before." On the other side of it, and I was like, "Y'all better pass this ball to Steph. That net is like a swimming pool to him right now," and that's exactly what he was shooting. He was shooting lights out, and it was so dope to see. I have no beef with France. I have no beef. That's the point. That's the thing that I've been noticing. Like so lately, the meta on TikTok is for Europeans and Australians, of all people, to talk real extra disrespectful about America, as if we give a fuck what they think. But what it is they talk just enough shit that it gets people interacting with them, and of course that's what they want. If you interact with them, then you know what I'm saying the potential for them to make money off of the engagement exists, because people get in these creator programs on these various social media feeds. So that's really what they want. Yeah, they want to try to get Americans goats, get them all riled up. So of course they'll be mad. They'll interact. They'll share. They'll uh, what is it?
Subscribe.
When you just when you stitch it, you know what I'm saying? They'll do all that nonsense. So, but who's just been vibes was, of course, the host of the Olympics, the Parisians, the French, have been just like, man. But watching, because currently, like the thing that this making the way around is, of course, French people watching Steph Curry cook them, and for real saying shit like, honest to God saying shit like "sacre bleu," and they called the announcers called him like a devil or the demon or some shit, which is hilarious because Steph is so super churchy. But it is wow. I watched the Mexican commentators do it, and my man was like, when he hit that shot over them two defenders, that Mexican announcer was like, "Delicioso," and I was like, "Yes, delicious is an accurate description of the chef cooking." At that point, that was a fantastic game. Next day, and the last event of the Olympics was women's basketball. Like I said, Americans versus France. And just like in the semifinal game, the ladies had been down by double digits, but came back, handled business, and it was Cooper. And I cannot remember her first name. Came off the bench, dropped in 14. They get out there and just did what they're supposed to do. And what's fun to watch about the women's game, if you have any idea of or how you want to appreciate women's basketball, is they play D. And so it's constantly swatting and stealing, swatting and stealing, swatting and stealing. If you appreciate a defensive game, that's what makes women's basketball fun to watch, because it's not going to be all, it's not going to be dunks almost hardly at all. It's almost always going to be a short range and long range jumpers and defense. And so it ends up being, of course, a lower score, but it ends up being a real fun game to watch. Like I said, if you appreciate defense. And bro, watching these women just out there just swatting and stealing and grooving and moving is like it was just a real pleasure to watch. And those are the only two medal ceremonies I watched of the entire Olympics. I watched all the way through and watched them get their medals in those events. Really love Olympic basketball. Super appreciate it, and I thought it was super dope to watch. I watched just last night, and that's because my buddy Justin told me, "Yo, you should check this out." Batman, Cape Crusader on Amazon Prime, and I only watched the first episode, and it's all the guys who made the original animated series, Matt Reeves, who made the most recent movie, and I forgot the next guy who, like, the first three guys in the credits are huge names in the Batman universe of things. And I was like, I know all these dudes. That's crazy.
I think I'm like 4 episodes deep into that.
Yeah, well, that first episode, which we're introduced to, basically this almost, it's a familiar Gotham because it's very much like the animated series, but then it's a different Gotham because, of course, it's a Lady Penguin. Harvey Dent hasn't become Two-Face yet. It's a Black Commissioner Gordon, a Black Barbara Gordon. It's a fat Alfred. Alfred looks more like Mr. Belvedere than the Alfred that you know and love. And
don't show your boss.
But it was a very, very good episode, and it just when I started, it was late, and it's like, I'm trying to go to bed. I want to watch it, but I'm tired. I'm like, it's cool. We will come back around to it, and I very much enjoyed that very first episode of that, and I can highly recommend you that pilot episode because it's very good. Who's doing Batman's voice now? My man from Drew Carey, Dietrich Bader.
Oh.
Has been doing Batman's voice in cartoons for a bit now, and Kevin Conroy passed away last year, who was the voice of Batman that you all recognize and know. But this is a good Batman voice, and I appreciate it. And so it's dope. Still playing just Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I am in the end game now. I have collected all the crystal stars, and I've opened the Thousand Year Door. And now I'm in the Shadow Palace, making my way around there. We'll see how that wraps up. I'll let you know. I'm not reading anything right now. I am listening to Fonte Coleman of the Foreign Exchange dropped an EP, Pacific Time 2. The song that I am most infatuated with off this little 4-song EP is 5:55 a.m. It is a burner. And I'm telling you right now, I'll give Pacific Time 2. It's like 4 songs. It's just an EP, a listen, and that's dope. I also have the Foreign Exchange celebrating their 20th anniversary. Dropped this little 2-song 12-inch. It's The Gray, featuring Be My Fiasco, which is Fonte rapping, and Couldn't Love You More, which is Fonte singing a Sade song. Dope little record. Comes on a little, it's over there on the turntable, so I can't grab it for you. little pearlescent kind of gray, shiny silver situation of color vinyl. And that is, of course, Vince Staples' Dark Times. That comes on a very lovely clear vinyl, limited, I believe, to 2,000 copies.
Oh,
And
that looks
so
like a
that's
laser
pretty dope.
disc.
Yeah, it does. It's like it's so clean. So that is another one I have been getting down with. That is, I have not stopped listening to Bando Stone and the New World, New World. What is Gambino's album? Either way, the new Gambino. His concerts kind of been starting to make the rounds on TikTok, and they was like, "Man, I thought he's only gonna play the new shit." But nah, they showed him doing performing Bonfire. He still got it, and that song still goes hard. So that's fun to see. But that's what I've been on, gents. I know you've been super busy. So I don't know if you managed to wedge anything in the realm of entertainment in.
I've been listening to a new podcast. I'll tell you what it is in 1 second. I've been listening to a new podcast called Eating While Broke. And it's like people who are successful now, but what they ate back when they were struggling. Pretty good podcast.
Who's on it?
Who has been on it?
Yeah.
Okay, I think the person you would know the most that's been on there is okay, so all right. Raheem Devine was on it.
Okay.
Charlemagne the God, DC Young Fly, Bone Thugs and Harmony was on.
Nice.
Van Lathan.
What did you say the name of
Bobby
it was?
Eating While Broke with Colleen Witt.
They should have named it Struggle Food.
So that all plays out. All right, cool. You know what I've been listening? I actually was listening to Newcomers. So I was listening to the League of Their Own episode.
Oh yeah, I'm caught up on that. I've been listening to that every week.
Doughboys are currently doing a veggie themed month of episodes, and it's been real fun to listen to. It's like Doughboys is so far out because they had to record. Basically, they had to put a bunch in the can because Mitch had to go film Twisted Metal season 2.
Okay,
and so he's been up north in Toronto this whole time filming that, and so they had a ton of episodes that like go like the one I like listen to one of recently. Like this was recording on. It's like recording on the first night of the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they are so far ahead. It's pretty hilarious. So that's what's popping with the Doughboys. If you get down with those jits, Box, what's been on your entertainment wheel?
Like I said, I watched about 4 episodes of that Batman show so far, I believe. I watched all 6 episodes of Mr. Throwback that dropped on Peacock with Steph Curry and the guy from that Knuckles show. I don't know the actor's name, but yeah, like not the voice of Knuckles, but the white guy in that show.
Oh,
he was in the Sonic movie.
Him.
He was the deputy.
Yeah, I know him from that's Gabrus's boy, and I cannot think of his name.
Yeah,
well, he stars in it, and then the black lady I believe she's on SNL.
Pinky.
Basically, I don't know her name. I just know I think I've seen her on SNL.
Okay.
But like the premise of the show is like the white guy, him and Steph Curry were on the same like middle school team or something back in the day, and that kid was actually like started ahead of Steph. Like Steph was his backup, and he was like amazing. But then the controversy was that his dad, who was the coach, had lied about his age, and he was actually 2.5 years older than all the other kids. And so it sent his life into a spiral. Yeah, that guy. And then obviously Steph Curry grows up to be Steph Curry. So Steph Curry's playing Steph Curry. And
So it's 6 episodes. It's actually pretty good. Like you said earlier, like it's hard to dislike Steph Curry because he's likable. It's just we're scarred because we had to watch the motherfucker beat us like 3 times.
Yeah,
But
you're
he
right.
does a
That's
really good job
ego.
in the show.
Ego's on there from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Okay. How Steph is an actor?
Pretty good because he doesn't have to play like he doesn't have to hold scenes and shit. He's kind of more of a supporting main cast character.
Okay.
So he just plays kind of like an exaggerated
Oh.
version of himself.
Okay.
So
Directed by
it comes across pretty well.
Directed by David Wayne, Northeast Ohio's own, who doesn't claim Cleveland, only claims Shaker Heights.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Same.
But yeah. So besides that, I also went and saw the movie Trap, starring Josh Hartnett. It was a M. Night Shyamalan joint.
So this movie had people. It had people either talking about how they laugh real hard, or definitely think they want to murder M. Night Shyamalan still. Your opinion, sir?
My opinion is Josh Hart played the role that he was given very well, but the movie itself felt like they gave away half of the movie in the fucking trailer. And then the other half of the movie that you saw in the actual movie was boring as fuck and went nowhere. Like I feel like it needed an ending that like it just kind of stopped. Like
Was not provided. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, there was no resolution. Like
all right, spoilers for Trapped. Oh no! I want you to spoil this for me, which is what I'm going to say right now. Spoilers for Trapped by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. If you don't want to be spoiled, go ahead and
give me like a minute and give me like a minute and a half. Fast forward a minute and a half. I'll have this knocked out real quick. So all right, so we all saw the trailer together before Deadpool. Yes. So you guys know half the movie right there. You've seen half the movie right there. That's the whole first half of the movie. So they get out of the fucking arena because he's finally played all his cards. He's gotten to the point where like he's trapped. So he just straight up M. Night Shyamalan's daughter is the person who plays the pop singer. He just like asks her to talk to him in a side room. He had conned M. Night Shyamalan, who like did a cameo in his own movie, into letting his daughter go up on stage and be like the fan that gets to sing with the singer for the show. They do it like at the end of the show. And so like he tells M. Night Shyamalan that his daughter is like getting over some deadly disease and shit and whatever. So like the daughter's backstage with the dad. They get concert swag, and then like the pop singer is talking to the FBI profiler in a side room about like trying to catch the serial killer or whatever. And like Josh Hartnett overhears this going on. So the singer comes out and she comes over and she's like trying to talk to the daughter real quick. And Josh Hartnett asks to speak to her to the side real quick before they continue, just because he has something he wants to talk to her about. So he goes into the side room with her and he just starts saying some nonsense bullshit. And then she's like, huh? And he just kind of like all of a sudden his demeanor changes and he goes, "You're looking for me." Like basically just straight up says, "I'm the fucking killer. And if you don't take me and my daughter out of here, I'm going to kill this motherfucker that I have trapped right here." And he pulls up his cell phone and he shows this dude that he has chained up in a basement somewhere. And he's like, "That's CO2 gas right there, whatever." He goes, "As soon as I hit this button, he's going to suffocate and die," or something like that, you know? So he just straight up tells her, like, "Get us the fuck out of here in your limo, or I'm killing this motherfucker." And so they're in the limo, and then M. Night Shyamalan's daughter like basically gets the daughter to invite her over to their house because like Josh Hartnett just wants her to drop them off at the car so he can leave. She wants to find out where he lives so she can try and alert the police. So Josh Hartnett's trying to keep it under wraps because his daughter doesn't know what he does. And so she calls, like the daughter calls the mom, and the mom says, "Yeah, it's cool. Y'all can come home. I'll make some food, whatever." So Josh Hartnett now is trapped because now the pop star is going to know where he lives. So they go to the house and they're having dinner or whatever, and the pop star basically like grabs the daughter's cell phone and like goes and locks herself in the bathroom, and she gets on like Instagram Live, and she's basically trying to give her followers clues to where the dude is. Like she gets, oh, I'm sorry, she also took Josh Hartnett's phone, and she gets on Josh Hartnett's phone, and she's talking to the dude in the basement that he has kidnapped, and the guy gives her some clues about where he fucking is. So she gets on Instagram Live to all her followers and is like, "Hey, does anyone know where this broken statue's at? By this house with this door, yada yada yada." So some followers are like, "Yeah, that's right down the street from my house." So they save that dude, and then like Josh Hartnett like breaks in, gets his cell phones back, and then he's like trying to take the pop star in his car off to like go murder her. And when he opens the garage, the family's outside, and then like the FBI all roll up, and the pop star leaves, and like basically he escapes through like a tunnel in his house or whatever. And then you find out later that he actually had gotten through the tunnel somehow. Like they don't show you what he does. They just show like a hole in a closet and tell you that it was a tunnel. And then later on, the limo stops that has the pop star in it on the side of the road, and then the driver gets out, and it's Josh Hartnett in the FBI suit, and he like basically he handcuffs the pop star to the car door. Then he's driving, and then he gets surrounded by fans because at a stoplight she like is able to roll the window down. And at this point, I kind of blanked for a second because I was texting my mom back because we didn't have power at this point. And so I look up, and somehow she had gotten like uncuffed from the car door or whatever and got out. And then the FBI surrounded the car again. And then he got out into the crowd again. And then he goes home because I guess this is the twist, is that he realized that the reason the FBI knew he was going to be at that concert was because of his wife. So the wife thought that he was having an affair because he was a lot of late nights, coming home, that kind of shit, She didn't realize that the reason that he was coming home late was because he was actually murdering people. And so she had followed him to one of his safe houses one night, and when he wasn't there, she like broke in and she's like, "I didn't find anything." She goes, "It was just like an empty apartment with like a table and a chair." And so his thing was that he realized that they were married to each other and they knew so much about each other, and they were able to tell things about each other that were like kind of unsaid, that she started to pick up on the fact that he was the killer. And so in her mind, to either prove to herself that he was the killer or to prove finally that he wasn't the killer and that he was just maybe having an affair, she left the receipt to the concert tickets that he got for the daughter that was the first half of the movie for getting good grades, and then did a FBI tip hotline call to the house. So that's how they figured out he was going to be at the concert. And he put all this together. So now he's planning on killing his wife. And then the wife convinces him. She was played by like a woman. I think she was from the Newsroom. I forget her name, but well-known actress. And she basically uses Josh Hartnett's own tranquilizers against him in a piece of cheesecake that she convinces him to have because it was the daughter's celebration or whatever. And then the FBI busts in, and they all of a sudden he's got like super strength. He goes from like about to pass out from tranquilizers so all of a sudden he's like hulking up in the living room as he's getting tased with like 17 taser guns.
Taser face.
So he has basically pants on, and he's getting tased to death. Then once they subdue him, they show him walking out of the house in like a flannel jacket and chains, and he stops like to pick up the daughter's bike off the ground, and everyone's like freaking out, and they're just like, no, just let him pick it up, whatever. It was so stupid. Then the kids get out of the car, and the daughter runs up and hugs him and shit, and they put him in the paddy wagon, and as the paddy wagon's pulling away, he pulls a spoke out of his arm of the jacket that he has on that he ripped off the bike when no one was looking, and he uses it to pick the lock on the cuffs that are like the body cuffs, and then he smiles, and that's the end of the movie.
Bravo.
Jesus Christ.
Bravo.
Great telling of said film by you. Thank you, sir, for that. But we are all better for having not spent money on that.
Yeah, like thankfully it was $8 because I saw the matinee at the Phoenix Theater, so I didn't have a ton of money invested in it.
Yeah.
Like I said, Josh Hartnett did a pretty good job of playing a serial killer.
Yeah.
The script he was working with left a lot to be desired. I think the premise from the trailer was good, but the rest of the movie didn't do a good job of propping it up.
Do you feel like if the trailer didn't show you so much, it would have been just a little bit better?
If the trailer had like maybe left it open ended to who the serial killer might be, there was a little more mystery to it or something like that, then it probably would have been a little bit more exciting. But the fact that they were like, it's Josh Hartnett, he's a serial killer, he's trapped in this arena and he can't get out. Like that kind of like was like, oh man, I wonder what the rest of the movie is gonna be like. And then you watch the rest of the movie, you're like, man, they fucking got me. Like,
gotcha, bitch.
Oh my God. That went longer than a minute and a half, trust, but you know, you was along for the ride. Anything else in the realm of play anything or watch?
How long was
else?
it? Do you need me to record wait, go 3 minutes into the future. There you go. You could cut that out.
When I edit it, I will get a timestamp and it'll be in the show notes. I'll give you a spoiler timestamp, and if you read the notes, you'll be better for it. And if you don't, alas, maybe you should consider reading show notes. I put a lot of good information in there. All right. So you watch anything else? Do anything else, Box?
I've played Magic the Gathering a couple times. I played Call of Duty one time for like 2 hours, and Pokemon Go and Monopoly Go.
Did you get that Gundam in Call of Duty?
Yeah, I bought that like a month ago.
Okay, I didn't know if you bought that set. So very good.
I bought one of them. I bought the skinnier Gundam that came with a gun or something like that, I think.
All right.
Or maybe I got the one with the laser sword. I think I got the one with the laser sword.
Fair. Black Ops comes out here in the very near future, and it's, of course, if you have Game Pass Ultimate, not just regular standard Game Pass, they're actually changing that here in September. You'll get that day one at no additional cost. You say you will be it's just a part of your subscription. Gamescom in Germany starts. I feel like, when does Gamescom start? I feel like it might start this weekend. Gamescom. No, actually, it starts next Wednesday. So for whatever reason, I thought that started sooner than that. But Gamescom starts next Wednesday, and so we're going to find out basically the rest of the year and what's coming out early next year from a lot of our games guys. And the rumor has it Microsoft's going to do another port to PlayStation of one of their more popular games. Some people has gone so far as to say they think it's going to be Halo Master Chief Collection. We'll see what happens. Housekeeping, please rate, review, and subscribe and share the show wherever possible. Give us a follow, subscribe, or whatever the like over on YouTube and Instagram that do us. So we're trying to get them Instagram, YouTube numbers up, just subscription wise. I'm not saying you got to listen to the show on YouTube unless you're so inclined, but I just need to get just trying to work on getting those numbers higher as goes on. All you got to do is go give me a little. If you got YouTube and use YouTube, go over there. Give us a subscribe. Keep a motherfucking moving. That's all I'm asking of you. I'm not trying to have you interact with it or anything like that there. Just trying to get the basic numbers of subscribers on YouTube up.
Like, if you're a big fan, just go hire a Pakistani mining firm to use their bots to come subscribe to our channel.
I wouldn't know because I didn't do it. So that'd be kind of fun. That'd be a real little bit of surprise that I got a bunch of followers from different places around the globe. See how that plays out. If you want to support the show financially, we got a few buck stars away. Consider joining us over on Patreon. Members of the $5 here get extra content each month and early access to new shows. We have merch available over tpublic.com/user/stays crunchy in milk. All one word. Hey man, school's starting. Don't you need a notebook with our logo emblazoned across it, or various logos we've had? It's a good time to be had there. Buy yourself a notebook. Feel free to give us a call, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We certainly love to hear from you and hear from you. We have, I believe, my man, William Jackson Kent just dropped us a little message. Let me crack open the old Google Voice. And he said, perhaps I will further talk about this, but I agree on the whole Midwest thing. As you know, we, as a unit, don't think Cleveland and this part of Ohio in general should count as the Midwest. But
I think we need to talk to LeBron. Maybe he can get it cracking for us. Him and Steph Curry, because they both born in Akron.
Yeah, just a couple of kids from Akron. If you know, you know. I think that's it. Yes. Quite. That is everything. So that is, of course, the 216 is on. Tatum.
Yes. I was here.
That's what's up. It's the Slavic Village's own lunchbox 2099.
It's been a while since I've had a weird boner.
The boners you've had, you've understood why you had them and so forth. So I did put those Tanga eggs on our Amazon wish list, as I told you I would. So if you're feeling particularly froggy and trying to jump and have box experience the sultry nature that is Tanga eggs,
disposable cum dumpsters.
The link to our wish list is in the show notes. Always has been, will remain as such. So consider, clicking on that bad boy. I had to tell my mama not to listen to that episode.
Oh no!
I was just like, you know what? Because she was like, I love the art on your side. I didn't even realize it was you guys, and blah blah blah, and so and so. I'm like, Mama, don't listen to that episode. Just go ahead and skip that one. Listen to the next one. Nick Jew's on there. You'll have a good time with that one. Don't listen to this one. And she's like, okay. All right. Like, just trust you better. You're better for it. Don't listen to that one. It's a little too raw. It's a little too real. You know. That having been said, I am the Internet's Tay-Rail 713. Don't make me push you into traffic. We'll do it again next time. Peace.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.